Hello, fifth graders. Mrs. Harrington here, along with Mrs. Hosney. We are the school counselors at Butler Middle School. We wanted to take some time to answer your questions that you have about transitioning to middle school. So Mrs. Hosney, our first question is, students want to know, is there recess at middle school?
And to answer your question, at middle school, there's not a set recess time. However, you will definitely have times in your day where you can be active and meet up with friends. So every sixth grader will have physical education every other day. So that's a time where you can definitely be active. And then we have times built into the day where when start school, you'll have time to see each other in the cafeteria, hopefully, or after school. With the remodel of our building, there's lots of spaces outside of our building too, where you can meet up with each other and chat before the school day or as you leave. Mrs. Harrington, I wanted to ask you another question from our soon-to-be sixth graders. They are wondering if we have a playground at middle school.
No, we do not have a playground at the Butler campus. There is green space where the PE classes, when the weather is warm, they go outside and they do outside field events out on our green space, but unfortunately there is not a playground outside at Butler. All right, Mrs. Hosney, you ready for this one? Students are wanting to know what sports and clubs we offer at middle school.
Wow, that's another great question to think about. So we at all of the middle schools in Waukesha, there is a wide variety of sports and clubs and different extracurricular activities that students can be involved with. This year, COVID sort of threw us a little bit of a loop, and we had to put those activities on pause for most of the year. We're hoping maybe in the months ahead they might get restarted, but they definitely have always been an option for students. And so when you get started next year at whatever middle school you choose, there will be information about what sports, clubs, activities are available and when those will get started in your building. Great question. Mrs. Harrington, I am wondering, our soon coming sixth graders are wondering, how will they learn their locker combination?
You know, every year students are oftentimes thinking about locks, lockers, and how all of that works and how will they learn to do their locker combination. First and foremost, know that your locker and the lock itself will be assigned to you. You don't need to worry about picking them out or purchasing a lock at the store. We will provide that for you here at school. And then in August, our hope is, fingers crossed, that by August, we will be able to welcome you to our face-to-face student orientation, where we take all of our sixth graders and we help you learn how to read your schedule. We take you to your locker and let you practice your combination. You will literally walk around the building and learn room by room what your schedule looks like. And we often will even offer for students to take their combination lock home with them that day, provided they don't have any materials in their locker yet. You don't want to keep things in your locker if you don't have your combination lock on it. But if your locker is still empty, you can take that combination lock home with you and practice. We will go step by step through the directions on how to do it and then take it home and practice it. And I guarantee within the first week of school, you will be a pro with that combination lock. All right. Another question coming up, students want to know about their schedule. Now I mentioned how they're going to get a chance to practice it and look over it at orientation, but is that the first time students will actually see their schedule, Mrs. Hosney?
So actually, what is going on right now? As you know, you have received information about scheduling for next year, and you've had to make a selection for your music choice. So what happens next is Mrs. Harrington and I start working on schedules for next year within the next months that are coming up. And our hope is, and the plan is, that before you leave for the summer, you will actually have a copy of what your schedule will most likely look like in the fall. And then in August, you'll get another copy of that schedule just in case there are any changes to any of the classes or order of classes. But really, by the end of the school year, you should have an idea and a copy of what your schedule will be for next year. And Mrs. Harrington, kind of related to schedule, one of the questions that students also had was they know that they are switching between classes now, middle school, and they are wondering how much time do they have to get from class to class, and is that enough time?
Oh, sure. Students, just know that you will have 3 minutes in between each class, and it really is enough time because you won't need to go to your locker in between every single class. Say first and second hour, you have literacy workshop. They're 2 hours blocked together. You won't need to go to your locker in between first and second hour because you have the same materials. You'll just leave them in the room. That'll give you 3 minutes to use the restroom, get a drink, say hi to a friend, and get back to class on time. Even in the classes that aren't blocked together, so maybe after first and second hour, you have math. Math is right next door probably to that literacy class. And so again, it's not like you have to span the entire building in those 3 minutes. Chances are most of your classes are really close to one another, and you will not need to go to your locker multiple times in the day. At Butler, we've been working on organization, and students are carrying with them either a 3-ring binder or a trapper keeper, where they really have most of their materials for the day with them all day anyways. And so it's really limited how many times you'll even need to go to your locker. So to answer the question, 3 minutes, and it'll be plenty of time for you. Well, we hope that this helps answer some of your questions that you might have. I know that your 5th grade teachers know a lot too, and so certainly feel free to ask them, or you can email us if you have more follow-up questions. But we are so excited to welcome you to middle school next year, whether you're coming to Butler, Les Paul, Horning, or STEM. The answers to these questions really are the same at all of our buildings, and we're just so excited. And I want to close with just our parting thoughts about the best way to get ready for middle school. Even though we're talking about scheduling really isn't the best thing you can do to get ready for middle school. The best thing you can do to get ready for middle school is to work hard now as a 5th grader. Have really good study habits and make sure you're getting your homework done. Make sure you're getting to class on time. Being responsible. We always say in middle school, you likely will have an increased independence and freedom when you come to middle school. But with that comes increased responsibility. And so work hard as a 5th grader to prepare yourself best for middle school.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Mrs. Harrington. Keep being the best you can be, living life, and we are so excited to meet you for next year.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.